Today is Monday, Parashat Toledot. Beginning of the parasha tells us that Rivka, the wife of Yitzchak, was barren. She couldn't have children. Yitzchak and Rivka prayed to Hashem, and they're answered. Rivka is pregnant, and she has twins, Esav and Yaakov. So the first one is Esav, and then Yaakov comes out. And the pasuk tells us, Vayigdelu hane'arim, and the children grew up. Vayi Esav ish yodea tzayid ish sadeh, and Esav was a person who knew how to hunt. Ish tzayid, and you know how to hunt. There's another explanation also. He knew how to ensnare his father and fool him with words. Ish sadeh is a person that was always in the fields hunting. The Yaakov, but Yaakov was ishtam, a pure man. Yoshev Ha'alim, who dwelled in the tents of the Torah. And Rashi explains, Kozman shayu ketanim, as long as they were young children, la yunikarim b'ma'asem, they were not so recognized with their actions. Ve'en adam medakdek b'hem mativam. People are not so careful to specifically determine, what's the nature of each one of these very young children. Kevan shena'asu b'nei 13 shana. But when they became 13 years old, Ze parash lebate midrashot, this one, which was Yaakov, went on his way to bate midrashos, to houses of Torah study. Ze parash le'avodat elim, and the other one went on his way to idolatry. So he was a person yodea tzayid. The plain meaning is he knows how to hunt. And Rashi explains, Latzud uramot et aviv befiv. He was good at deceiving his father with words. B'shualo, he would ask him, Abba, father, He'ach me'aserin et hamelach v'et hateven. How do you take out the 10%, the tithe, from salt, from teven, from straw? Of course, these things don't need, they're exempt from separating from them maaser. And to give the impression that he's very careful with mitzvot. So in other words, he was deceiving his father with words. Ish sadeh, as she explains, kemashma'o adam batel vetzodeh vekashto vechayot ve'ofot. Person who's not involved in any constructive thing is just was idle. Is an idle man, idle and just involved in hunting all day long with his bow and arrow, animals and birds. But Yaakov was ishtam, Rashi explains, Eno bachi bechol ele, ela kelibo ken piv, mish eno harif leramot karuitam. Yaakov was pure. He was not acquainted with all these deceitful ways. His mouth was exactly what was in his heart. He was not a person that was cunning like Esav. And he was Yoshev Ohalim, Aholo shel Shem ve'aholo shel Ever. He was a person who dwelled in the tents of Shem and Ever, where he went to study Torah. So this is the image that we have of both of them. Yaakov is the person who's pure, who learns Torah, who's dedicated to spirituality. And Esav is a hunting man who is deceitful with these words. Yet the next pasuk says, Vaye'ehav Yitzchak et Esav, ki tzayid befiv, ve'rivka ohevet et Yaakov. So the next pasuk tells us that Yitzchak loved Esav, ki tzayid befiv, because he would eat from that he hunted, that Esav hunted for him. Or maybe another explanation, that he would be deceived by Esav, and that's why he loved him. He thought that Esav was a tzaddik. Rivka ohevet et Yaakov, but Rivka loved Yaakov because she knew that from both, Yaakov was the tzaddik, the righteous one. So there's more than one explanation to this pasuk. Of course, we say Rivka ohevet et Yaakov because typically the mother, the wife has bina yetera, she has more understanding, deeper beyond the surface. She understood that Yaakov was the righteous one. According to the plain meaning of the pasuk, Yitzchak was inclined to appreciate Esav for both aspects, that he was being deceived by him, and also because Esav would bring him always things that he had hunted, and he would make for him some delicious meals. But there is another explanation also that is brought by Rabbi Dessler, and that Yitzchak was aware of the activities. Yitzchak was aware of the activities of Esav, and he saw a person that had incredible energy being wasted in the wrong direction, being wasted on hunting, being wasted on trying to be deceitful with being cunning. Imagine yourself if all those energies and all that ability to do these things was channeled and directed towards a positive purpose. If his ability to use that energy would be channeled for proper use, it would be incredible how much good could be done. If all that smart that was used for cunning was used for actually learning Torah, if that energy to hunt was used for energy to do mitzvot and to do things, there would be so much more being accomplished in the positive rather than the negative. And with Yitzchak being from the aspect as a person, he was the essence of gvura, the essence of strength, of discipline. And discipline means when you're able to channel whatever you have as your qualities in the right direction, when you're able to control the Yetzer Hara, that's what gvura is, that's what strength is. That was Yitzchak. So he saw in Esav an incredible opportunity to be able to control and channel and discipline those energies in the right direction. And that Yitzchak loved Esav for that possibility and that opportunity. And there's a book by the name of Orchot Tzadikim that was written by an author who kept his name anonymous. And Orchot Tzadikim describes all different types of character traits. But he shows how every character trait can be used either positive or negative. Because everything that Hashem created in his world, can be used for a positive and a good end. Unfortunately, sometimes people use those energies negatively. But the same energies, if they directed positive, there could be so much good made from that. And that's one of the lessons from the parasha of this week. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.